A funny thing happened on the way to Montenegro. That is going to be the topic of this episode of Chi Life. Alright, so I am back at this beautiful location by the river Moracha in Podgorica in Montenegro. And if you've been following the channel, you might not be aware that I've been away, because I haven't actually recorded any vlogs in a while, even though there've still been vlogs coming out. Those were recorded a little while ago, and it's been a little while since I've recorded another one. But in the meantime, I've been away a few other places. Now, the first of those was planned. I've spent some time in Serbia. There were a few different places I needed to visit and check a few things out there. And I might talk about that in some future vlogs, or I might not. Not that it's any great deep dark secret or anything, I don't know that it's particularly interesting for the vlog. So then the funny part, and it's not that it's funny as in a joke, but it's like, oh, it's a little bit unusual. And I thought it made a good title for this episode, given that, you know, it's the classic setup line for a funny story, for stand-up comedians from years ago. So I had been, as I mentioned, in Serbia with Tihana, my assistant at Long White Cloud Qigong, because it's useful to have someone who speaks Serbian for some of the things I was checking out there. And then when we were due to come back from Serbia, and we'd been there 10 days, I think, and the plan was to come back to Podgorica and get on with work. Very, very busy time lately. Lots that I need to get done. But when we were due to come back, there were a whole lot of wildfires throughout southern Europe, actually. You might have seen about some of these in the news. I think they made news all over the world, because there were a lot of them right through many countries in southern Europe. They were in Spain and Italy and Portugal and Greece and Albania and Montenegro. And one of them, a really big one, was right beside this city, Podgorica, which is where I've been staying and where the plan was to come back to. And so we thought about it. We could come back, but that would mean coming back and staying indoors all the time and trying to avoid breathing all the smoke. And that didn't seem like a very good idea. So we weighed up our options of what to do, because we could have easily just stayed in Serbia, maybe stayed around some of the areas we had been, but we'd already accomplished everything we needed to for now there. So it would have been just, staying in an Airbnb or a hotel or something somewhere, waiting for the fires to get under control and the smoke to clear, which it has now. You can see beautiful blue skies. There's been rain a couple of times since then, which has been nice. And so instead, we decided to do something a bit more adventurous, and we went to Egypt. Of course, where else would you go? Egypt. And basically a few reasons for that. One being that the price of flights to Egypt wasn't too bad. And in general, other costs once you're there aren't too bad in terms of accommodation and food and things like that. So it wasn't going to cost a whole lot of extra money to go on this trip. And then there were some other reasons as well. One, it would be fun, rather than just hanging out in a hotel or Airbnb somewhere without as many interesting things around, to go and have some new experiences. Now, not so much that they would be completely new for me, because I've been to Egypt previously, but there would be at least some new experiences for me, and a lot of new experiences for Tihana. And another thing tying in with that is to use it as an opportunity to help Tihana develop more confidence in flying specifically, because that's something that she hasn't felt all that confident with for a while. And it could be really useful to, just a good thing for her to be more confident doing that. And then also it could be quite useful for when, I'm hoping, to get back into running more retreats and things over the coming years, sometimes it might be quite helpful to have her more comfortable traveling to different locations to possibly assist with some of those retreats. So we had these different purposes, and as I mentioned earlier, it was not the time I would have normally picked to go to Egypt for a couple of reasons. It's still summer there, so even hotter than it is other times of the year, but we managed that. And then also really, really busy time at the moment with Long White Cloud Qigong, with just finishing up one course, another course about to start, and all of the different things that relate to that. If you're not familiar with the Long White Cloud Qigong courses, when one course finishes, it doesn't mean the work is over, for me at least, or for the students actually for that matter, because we have assessments at the end of these courses, and that takes a lot of time. But again, both for the students to do the assessments and for me to review them all, and then heading into a new course with all of the admin and different things required to get that all organized. And then in addition to that, I'm going to be in Ireland soon. In the next week and a half or so, I'm heading off to Ireland, and I'll be teaching some workshops there, and I'm running a training there, which again I'll probably talk about in another vlog to let you know what that's about. Yeah, you'll definitely see something about it over the coming weeks. And just lots and lots of things to organize and take care of, and sessions to do with people as part of the assessments, as well as continuing to run some of the course sessions. Really busy time. So in many ways it would have been easier to just stay in Serbia, stay in an Airbnb or hotel room. But we decided to do the adventurous thing, and I'll play some little clips. We managed to do more than just stay in the hotel room in Egypt, and I've probably already played a few clips of what we got up to, or I'll play some now if not. And yeah, that was a good experience. It was good to be able to do some other things. Now there was still a lot of time just in the hotel room because I had a lot of work to do, and I had a few challenges with that. Nothing too bad. Did have a few issues with internet connectivity a few times. I had set myself up with three ways of accessing the internet, so I had backup. But I did have one session I was running where all three went down and had issues at the same time. So we got part way through it and then couldn't continue. But for the most part, the sessions were able to run okay, and we were able to have an interesting time there and accomplish some, not the main objectives, but some side objectives that will be useful in the future, which, that's a good thing. So what's the point of this vlog? Not as clearly Qigong focused as many of the vlogs, more just an update of things I've been up to, and again, not necessarily so Qigong focused, but just as a personal opinion of life and life lessons, which is that, sometimes we just need to choose to take opportunities when they come up, do the more interesting, more exciting thing, or it's really easy to just let them slip on by and just get stuck in our work doing the same thing. And if that's okay sometimes that's what we need to do, but if we do that for too long, little by little our perspective narrows, and we miss out on so much that we could learn from our experience in this life, from our experience of this world. So I think sometimes we just have to take those opportunities and make it work anyway. And that's what we did this time. Look, I know for myself, again, this is perspective on life lessons for myself. So many times you've probably seen me on this vlog channel and traveling to different places. And it might seem like, oh wow, he's traveling all the time, going interesting places. It's just true to some extent. But so often, the reality is I'm spending almost all my time inside a hotel room, inside an Airbnb, just getting on with work, because that's what needs to be done in life a lot of the time. But if we choose to, we can fit the interesting things in as well. Now this applies in this case to me traveling and Tihana traveling, and actually really good to be traveling with someone, because if I had done it by myself, I would have spent a lot more time just in the hotel room. But with someone else, it's like, well, I want her to experience different things. So it made sure I got out and did some things that otherwise I probably wouldn't have. So that was good too. But it can apply to other things in our lives as well, not just travel. You know, things that you've been putting off or thinking like, you know what, I'm going to do that later when I finish this project, when I have more time from work, when, you know, whatever it is. And again, sometimes that's valid. Sometimes we just simply can't fit things in because we have other requirements, other responsibilities. Sometimes we just need to make it fit, you know. We need to make the choice and go, well, I'll fit it in anyway. And that's what we did this time. So anyway, a little bit of an update from me. I will have another couple of vlogs, more Qigong related, about being in Egypt. So those will come out soon too. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the vlog, and I look forward to seeing you on another one soon.